Welcome to True House Stories. I'm Lenny Fontana, coming out of Nueva York, New York City. And this week, we take our attention to a man who I revere as one of the best in soulful house and disco. Out of Brazil, we spoke a few weeks back, and I told him, hey, man, I really want you to come on my show. You've done some amazing things. I've played all your records over the years. You've played some of the amazing parties. And, you're a big pioneer in Brazil. You're a really large pioneer. And I'm not talking pioneer like the pioneer DJ. Pioneer as legendary pioneer. Okay? So, he's done major label remixing. He's conquered the Brazilian market in dance music. Okay? And he's actually not only done the dance side, but he's also done the pop side as well. He's DJ'd internationally. So he's one of the key people that have come out of Brazil and have traveled the world and proclaimed house music from a Brazilian perspective. We all love Brazilian music. You know that. We all love carnival, right? So this is why we love this man. And for now, I'm going to introduce my good friend who I adore and love from Rio de Janeiro, who's born and raised. He's going to tell you where he's at now. And he's late, fashionably like a Brazilian, fashionably late to the party, which we love. Welcome, DJ Meme.
I love you, brother. You have any idea how I love you?
Meme had to go and take the sweat because he was stressing to get back to his home to make it. Welcome,
I'm
Meme.
so sorry. I tried to get in time, but the traffic, the lunch, my friends. I was having a lunch with my manager, so I have to leave the lunch and pay the check. So I'm here right now.
Thank God.
Sorry.
No, it's fine, Meme. We love you, man. It's all good.
What a beautiful studio, my friend. What a beautiful place.
Thank you so much. One day.
Can I use that?
Yes, David Morales and them used it. Why can't you?
All right.
You can. Anytime you look, come on through.
All right.
So DJ Meme is here in the house, everybody. Okay? So Meme, first tell us, before we get to the first question, because I only ask one question and then the rest you paint the picture. How have you been doing and things been going for you with all the changes in our, music business? And of course, I hate to use the C word, as you know, which stopped everything for a bit. Where are you guys at down there in the Southern Hemisphere? What's going on?
I can't complain myself. I don't know about the others, but I can't complain. I think I was prepared for that. I didn't know I was, but I was prepared for that. I spent a lot of money because I couldn't work, but I'm fine. I'm doing fine. And things are, the funny thing is, everything is opening and things are going very fast. So, wow, I'm fine. It's okay. Thank you for asking.
Good. And that's what we care about, because a lot of people were not okay throughout this whole thing.
I know.
It killed the industry. It's just a different way of working and just have, again, here we go. I just talked about in July will be my 2 years on True House Stories. 2 years of shows. It's crazy. We started right, it's like, and look how many documentaries we've actually have been able to blessed to get.
Lenny Letterman. Lenny Letterman.
Exactly.
You are. Right? You're the man.
Oh, okay, no more. Commercial is over. Here we go.
All right.
Simple. Everybody's waiting. Man, you're a Brazilian export that we love to import, okay? How does music, the young Marcello Mansur, the young guy, the kid, how does he find music, or music find you?
The thing is, my father and my mother, they are very musical people. They love their records. They are not musicians, but they love their records, and they used to play their records a lot. I remember I used to have in my home in the living room, there were two piles of records, my father's pile and my mother's pile. My father had bossa nova and jazz, and my mother had Brazilian music. So before I choose my own music, when you are 10, 12, 11 years old, is when you start to choose, I want this, I don't want that. I don't like this, but I like that. But before that, you just, you're open for anything that your father and your mother give. So when I was like 11, 12 years old, I started to, choose my music. But before that, they were playing music every time at home. There was never a rock and roll record in my place. Never. I didn't know who Ringo Starr was. Trust me, this is real. And my father was a jazz lover and bossa nova, which is full of harmonies and melodies and chords and everything. And my mother was a fan of Brazilian music, which is almost the same in a different way, but it's Brazilian music is full of chords and melodies and everything. So when I was young, around 12, my natural path was disco. There was two paths only: disco and rock and roll. I didn't know anything about rock and roll, so I went to disco because it was natural to me. That's when I started to, get my own records, find my own friends, make my people, my team, my friends, and find my posse. And then I started to DJ. After years, I understood what rock and roll was. Before that, no. But disco was my thing at the time. So here I am.
Disco.
Yeah.
Okay, so then now tell us how disco was in Brazil, because we know how it was here in America and Europe.
It was the same. It was the
Really?
same. Disco, yeah, it was the same everywhere. Of course, this song is more popular in Brazil than in America. That song is more popular in America than in Brazil. But it was the same thing because disco was connecting the world, right?
Correct.
Disco
Yes.
connect the world. At that time, everybody was connected to the same music, the same thing. So there was not too much difference. It was 12 years old,
I want to
13
show
years
you.
old,
See,
living the disco time. Oh, that's
that's
me and my
yeah,
grandfather.
that's him in the beginning. Okay.
Yeah.
So when you say the
Very
beginning,
beginning.
the very beginning. Okay. Look at this. Look. All
2
right.
years old. That's me.
So at that time, music at that time would have been more of a
67.
Brazilian, like Sergio Mendes, maybe
Probably.
Brasilia
Probably.
'66, all that sound, and then of course you must be hearing music on the radio, not realizing, and then of
Not at that
course,
time. At that time, I didn't know anything. You are 2 years old. 2 years old. What do you do?
yeah, but you're
You
soaking.
eat. You
No,
sleep.
you'd be surprised. You're soaking in whatever's happening around you. You just don't realize it, but you're soaking it in.
Yeah. You're right. Makes sense.
You know,
Makes sense.
sometimes it's funny because you say to yourself, I know I've heard this before, but you can't put a finger on it, right? You say that?
Yeah. 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 Right.
I know I've heard this. I know I've heard this before, but I don't know.
Your
So,
camera is amazing, Lenny.
so is
My camera sucks, but
hang
your
on.
camera
Make
is
sure
amazing.
make sure I have
People,
to
look at that camera. I don't have money to buy that camera.
Here's man. Look, this is what I asked to send me the pictures. You see? Look.
Look, this one is a very turning point in my life. You know why?
Why, man?
Because this birthday party was when I got my first disco record when I was 11. Yeah, that's when everything started. That in the background is my mother with a friend, a Japanese friend that used to live in the sixth floor of my building. I remember that. And that's my mother. But when I was 11, I got my first disco record. It was a mixed record.
Okay.
Many of songs of that time, I don't remember, but they were mixed. And I remember when I got home, opening my presents, opening everything, I put the record on and I said, this music doesn't stop. And it's a good music thing. I like this song. I like that too. Wow. Then I was listening to that record every day, every day. And I was amazed because the music never stopped. The guy mixed the record, you know. But this was the day when everything changed. I said, I want to do that. I like this music.
It's funny you mentioned that. Now I'm going to tell you something, everybody. 1976, okay? That year.
1900.
76. Listen to this carefully.
Long time ago.
On television, they used to have this thing where they teach you the hustle with a booklet, and you bought the record from the television, you ordered it, got it to your house.
I know how it is. I know how it is.
It was Adams, if I remember correctly. It was all the songs mixed. Later on, I found out who mixed that record, Meme.
Who?
Steve Thompson.
Wow.
That's probably the same record that I got, that you got, because it was only one record that sold platinum sales around the world.
You know, that time was 1976 when I was 11. That was 1976, the same year.
I remember the record. The record my mother and father ordered it. They wanted K-Tel, yes. K-Tel, Adams. It was Adams on it. It could have been different for Brazil, but I know they licensed that record everywhere. And Steve Thompson told me, I think he got $200 to do the mix. And they sold millions of copies. Could you imagine that? He didn't know. He didn't know back then. Steve, if you look up who Steve Thompson is, Steve Thompson went on to mix so many records, and from the disco and into rock music. But when he's mentioning this record, I'm saying it must be that record. I bet it's got to be that record because I had it too. We all had it.
Makes sense. It
was the first record where it was a non-stop mix, and it was like 12 or 14 songs on each side.
Wow.
Something like that.
Each side?
Something like that. Maybe 8. I don't know, because it was mixed. There's like 2.5 minutes per song, and it was mixed continuous.
Okay, it is different from 14.
Something. I don't remember. 8, 14, 10,
I love you, man.
I don't know. So back to this is your story. So anyway.
Yeah, sure.
Demetria Francesca, good afternoon, everybody. Ralphie D from Ozzy 2001's in the house. Everybody's coming to say hi. JetBlue Jack from the UK. Welcome. SF Butch Boy. They're all here. It's our first official Twitch show. No more.
This one?
Yes. Official.
First one?
Official Twitch, man. You break like Marshall Jefferson was my first show. Meme is my first official only Twitch show. Michael Hertz, hello everyone. And I know I have to say hello. Normally I don't do this, but I know we're going to get questions and I will hit them. So remember that moment, that record comes to you at that age.
You have a picture of the record there. I sent you. Disco Pirata.
It's called Disco Pirata?
You can, if you can find it there, you can show the record.
I am going to
cover.
find it.
All right.
Oh my God. I didn't see. I saw the Meme school diploma.
Go by the letter. It's
yeah.
Found it?
Yes.
That's the back cover. That's the back cover. But you see what a difference that they make? Esther Phillips. I don't know the rest. I can't see very well.
You had all the records that were happening at that time.
This is the record I got from, I don't know, somebody else. A mother of a friend. This is the cover.
Disco Pirata 76.
Seleção de boate on down means club selection. Exclusive songs. Disco Pirata means bootleg. Pirata means a pirate. Right? Yeah, sure. Isn't that funny? That's history, brother.
And it's funny when you get, like, for example, your mother's friend gives you guys the record, right?
Yeah.
Record becomes your record as a present.
Yeah.
That opens up the Pandora's box for you to now
brings me here.
Yeah, here we are.
And the
Decades.
true house stories.
And
Because
that,
of that record, I'm here.
it's crazy. They never
Can you believe
thought
that?
about that when they were doing it. They just did it to make money. You did it.
No, no. There's a Lenny Fontana? No, he's a kid.
Yes. We were kids when that record came out.
We were.
So go ahead. So now that starts. Now, how do you learn from there? So I guess you're listening to the music and learning your craft. Where does it begin for you?
You start to make friends that like the same thing that you like. Because in Brazil, if you don't play soccer,
Oh yeah.
what kind of kid you are? What kind of kid you are? You don't like to play soccer? Come on, what are you gonna do? Gonna make parties. Like what? I don't know. I'm gonna bring my records to the playground and make parties. That's it. That's weird. But anyway, let's do it. Then you start to making friends that like the same music you like. Future DJs, right? Like you. And then things start to, you find your people. Because in the beginning, nobody recognized you. Nobody recognized this love you have for the music. But step by step, you find the people that likes that are exactly like you. Oh, you like that music too? You have that record? Oh, let's meet up during the week. Can I go to your place? You have a turntable? I don't. So it's like that.
You start to feel comfort, right? It's like
Yeah.
it's like a tribe. Like, oh, these people like the same things I like. Oh, this
I
is
found my place in the world. That's it. That's it.
and
You
that
know?
your whole world changes because I guess around you you're hearing Brazilian music and now you're playing disco.
Yeah, exactly. Disco was my thing.
No samba? No.
No, no. Samba is not that popular like you think in Brazil. That's like Brazil samba, Havaianas, and beautiful women. That's come on.
I know exactly that. I'm just wanting you to
Yeah,
explain
you
that to
know.
everybody out there who have never been to Brazil because they
Sure,
think
sure,
they
sure.
think that beach, Copacabana Beach, is all samba. It's not like that at all, right?
Exactly. There's no samba at Copacabana Beach.
It's no samba.
There's no samba anymore. That's past. Anyway, so I started to make friends and find my people. So it was good because I felt I was not a weird person. In the beginning, I was like, I don't play soccer. I don't like to do this. I don't go to with these people to that. So I'm weird. No, you're not. You just didn't find the right people. So when I found it, I was okay. I was, yes, that's what I am. I'm a DJ. What kind of thing is this? But I don't know. But I'm a DJ.
Right, I was gonna say you probably had no
Right?
idea that nobody knew what that was. DJ. It's like
In Brazil, we didn't say DJ at that time. Now we do, but of course, at that time we used to say discotecario, which was the guy who plays at the disco. I wanted to be a discotecario
why?
because I love music.
Besides that, did you see a glorious glamour from it as well from the music? Was that
There wasn't glamour at that time.
right?
We used, we used to play behind the bar with the sink by our side where the guy was, washing dishes. And I was DJing and he was washing dishes and glasses. So there was no glamour. You were playing for the music because of the music.
So should I show
There-
the early years photos?
Yeah.
Let me show. So wait, he said with the sink. Now let me just clarify what that meant. A actual sink with water, not the sync button, as everybody's learning today with Pioneer.
Exactly. Oh, that's me. But that was
That's later, right?
later. Wow, I had a crowd, right?
Yeah.
That was 91, 92.
Oh, that's
probably.
later. I'm looking for
Yeah,
early.
very later. I was not a kid anymore. Look at the pictures.
I'm looking
So
for
that was very later.
I'm looking for the ones that are really early. He sent me 100 photos, everybody.
119.
Couldn't do all of them. They only allow you 100 on the thing.
Okay.
Where
I
is
could
the?
have, you know,
He could have gave me more. He's like, well, how many
I
you want me to
could.
send? How many you want me to send you? I
I
said,
had 150. I had to cut like 30. When you start to you search for your memories, there's a bunch of things that come to your mind. So I was like, okay, this one is good. This one is that. But all the pictures that you have has a story.
right. I figured that.
Every picture has a story.
No, I don't have the ones next to you in the sink and behind.
No, forget about it. I don't have the same picture.
Oh, okay.
No, forget it.
I'm
But you know how he was, right?
So imagine that behind. See, in those days, DJs weren't put in the front; they were put way in the back or on the top somewhere, hiding.
Everything changed in the 80s when we start to produce our own records, and then we became superstars like CNC Music Factory. When they hit Everybody Dance Now, everybody starts to look at the DJs. We want more. We need more. DJs are making music, and I was there making remixes. From remixes to making a song was like one step.
Well, let's say this before you even get to that point.
All
I
right,
saw at 21 years. Okay, so you're DJing, and at 21 you're remixing.
that's me.
Yeah, look at
This
how
is
fresh.
1986.
Look how fresh she
Yeah,
is. Okay.
look at me. Look at myself. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. A young DJ Meme in the studio. This was 1986. I was remixing a Brazilian artist, and I was happy to be in the studio because I made it.
Who
I was
was the?
so happy.
Do you remember the artist you were mixing at that time?
I remember it was Marina Lima, a Brazilian artist. Marina.
Mm.
And I dressed with that shirt.
Yeah, I saw it with the piano.
Yeah, yeah.
With the piano around it. Nice.
Because she was coming to the studio. I wanted to impress her. I remember that day. I said, I'm gonna choose this shirt because she's gonna be there. I want her to see that I'm a man of the music. So I remember that.
Pre to you going into the studio, so you're DJing, you're working on your craft. Did you have any musical training in any instrument?
My ears only.
So you go all by ear.
Yeah.
No musical training. So how did you know
Far,
to go into that studio or the studio life? What was a driving force for you? Because I remember it was for me, but
I had the music in my mind, and I used to pass my ideas to the musicians. That's what I do today. Okay, years pass, and I can play this and that on the keyboards, but I don't know what I'm playing. If I play one chord, I have no idea what I'm playing. I just this feels right. No, this feels wrong. No, this is not good. This one is good. Wow, fantastic. But I have no idea what I'm playing. It's everything by ear. That's it. And I'm here. You know?
okay. So you actually could just go there and go, I want this, and just play one chord, and then
Yeah.
take it away. Take away, keyboard player. Fix my
Look,
parts.
Quincy Jones, when he produced
Let's go.
Michael Jackson, he didn't play any note in any of those records. There's no anything played by Quincy Jones. No, there he is. There he is. Hello, Quincy. You booze. Very booze.
Quincy Jones drinking with
exactly. He was
having a good time.
Yeah, having a good time. Exactly.
So Quincy, go ahead. Quincy didn't play any notes at all on the Michael Jackson. But don't forget, Quincy's also a musical genius.
Yeah, but he's a producer is not a musician. He's an organizer. If you can organize a record without playing any note, without being a musician, if you can do it, you're special. Do it. You know? What matters is the result. If you have a good result, nobody gonna discuss who you are or what you do. So, I have a musical year. I know I do, because of my results, because of I see people telling me, so I know that I have a good ear. So I use that. That's it.
But Memo, would you recommend anyone to understand a little bit about studio life before they walk into a studio?
For sure. It's good too. Because I learned a lot, but doing that, I had to learn while I was doing that.
Okay.
So I was learning and doing it, making mistakes.
Yeah, of course.
Because mistakes are more rich than something right. You learn with the mistakes. If you do everything right, there's a problem on that. So you learn with experience, and that's how I learn. I can go to the studio with Deborah Cox. You have the picture.
Yes, I'm gonna go
I
with
can
this.
yeah. I can go to the studio with Mariah Carey. You don't have the picture, but I have it. I forgot to send it.
Oh,
But
how could you not send this to Deborah Cox?
I forgot.
This okay.
That,
Please search for part 2 of this podcast on the platform you're watching or listening to. And please do not forget to follow us.